If you think Europe could defend itself without the help of the United States of America, keep dreaming, is a resounding message that former Prime Minister to the Netherlands and current NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte sent to European leaders.
NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte is expected to address the European Parliament today on security in the Arctic.
Ahead of his speech, he spoke to a Dutch news outlet. Recall, Rutte was Prime Minister of the Netherlands for over a decade. He's calling for a ceasefire, so to speak, and perhaps sending a message to Canada with this, quote, "If anyone thinks we can just do without America for a while, forget it. The American nuclear umbrella is our ultimate security guarantee." Here's a former U.S. ambassador to Denmark.
Denmark has no interest in securing Greenland. They can't afford to. It's all they can do to send that welfare transfer every year of about $600 million. So President Trump is right. Greenland is unsecure today.
Now, some context for you in New York, Griff. Denmark's military is about half the size of the NYPD, the New York Police Department. The population of Denmark is only twice the size of Brooklyn. And the population of Greenland, just 57,000 strong, could fit into the seats of any NFL stadium. Perhaps that tees you up. Talk about those playoff games yesterday, Griff.
Twice the size of Brooklyn. I learn something every time I talk to you. Lucas Thompson, Live Force in Greenland. Lucas, thank you.
Under the Biden administration, we continuously heard about the threat of Russia aggressing against other European nations once they were done taking over Ukraine. Well, as an American, why did you need to hear that? Why did we need to concern ourselves with whether or not Russia would continue invading European countries once they were done with Ukraine? Well, because Europe made it clear that if Russia was to aggress against the rest of Europe, they would need the United States' help, and that really means money and troops, to fight off a Russia that sought to invade other European countries. Now that there is finally strength and true leadership in the White House, the European leaders are trying to play coy. They're trying to play hard to get. They're trying to catch a little bit of that amnesia. They're trying to pretend as if they don't need the United States of America. And this was put on full display in the little piece of political theater that they involved themselves in by sending troops to Greenland for what they said was a sign that they were opposed to the United States taking control of Greenland. But now, as reality begins to set in, as Trump secures a major deal for control of Greenland, Mark Rutte, I've already said he's Secretary General of NATO, he makes it absolutely clear. The United States of America is an integral part of NATO. Seeing Trump pull out of the World Health Organization puts every single country on Earth on notice. The United States is not playing any games. You can FAFO if you want to, but if we are trying to get something done for the safety and protection of all the citizens of the world, especially the citizens who are protected under the umbrella of NATO, then the United States is totally okay with withdrawing from these organizations and sticking it out on our own. We are one of the few countries in NATO that can actually do that. As Russia, China, Iran, and other shady nations solidify their alliances on that side of the world, it is imperative that the Western leaders fortify their alliance with each other so that we can come together to fight off any potential aggression from China, Russia, or Iran. Instead of making that clear and getting on board with it, these nations' leaders prefer to engage in political theater.
CBC News has confirmed that the Prime Minister is thinking about sending soldiers to Greenland for NATO military exercises. Ashley Burke is traveling with the Prime Minister. She has all the details this morning.
The Prime Minister is leaving Qatar today and headed to Switzerland for the World Economic Forum that Donald Trump is also expected to attend. Yesterday, Carney warned that he's worried about Trump's latest threat to hit European allies if they resist his takeover of Greenland. Now, 2 Canadian officials confirmed to CBC News that Mark Carney is weighing contingency plans to send a small group of soldiers to Greenland for exercises with NATO allies. But when asked yesterday at a press conference here in Doha, Carney wouldn't say if he's sending troops.
It's a serious situation, and we're concerned. We're concerned about this escalation, to be absolutely clear. We always will support sovereignty and territorial integrity of countries wherever their geographic location is.
Carney was also careful not to directly name or criticize Trump. Canadian officials say that the contingency plans were drawn up and presented to the government last week. A Royal Canadian Air Force contingent is already taking part in pre-planned NORAD exercises in Greenland, but what the Prime Minister is weighing is whether to send more military members to take part in sovereignty exercises the Danes are planning. The officials said that those exercises could include drills to protect Greenland's critical infrastructure, and one option is to fly them there as early as next week.
They prefer to posture, and I believe that they're doing that because they think they're going to be able to simply wait Trump out. They're looking into the future. They're making back alley deals with Russia. They're making back alley deals with China, and they're saying, look, nothing's going to happen in the foreseeable future. So we can try to play both sides. We can go make deals with Russia, make deals with China, maybe even sneak a little bit of oil out of Iran and get the United States to continue to foot the security bill for our country. And Donald Trump is making it clear that that is not going to happen. It happened under Biden. It happened under Obama. It may have even happened under George W. Bush, but it will no longer happen under Donald J. Trump. And people like Mark Rutte understand the importance of listening to Trump's message and understanding that he means business. The United States of America and her citizens are very tired of being taken advantage of by European countries who are bringing in record profits while having the United States foot their military or security bill, while at the same time sleeping with the enemy, so to speak, making back alley deals with China, Russia, and I wouldn't be surprised if they were making deals with countries like Iran. But no more. It's over. The jig is up. It's curtains, Dutch. You guys know those lines, right? And I love what Mark Rutte said. He makes it very clear that the United States nuclear umbrella, the Golden Dome, is absolutely critical to the safety of Western nations. And the United States needs to be afforded every expense. We need to be given every single, like basically the red carpet needs to be rolled out for the United States so that we can continue to build this Golden Dome project, see it through to completion, and basically send a message to all hostile nations that NATO is a solid alliance. Any military or militaristic aggression aimed at any country under the umbrella of NATO will not only be thwarted and stopped and snuffed out by the Golden Dome, but it will be met with equal aggression. So if you ain't ready to pay like we pay, then you ain't ready to play like we play. And I believe that this is one of the most important steps towards world peace in our time and in the foreseeable future. Let me know what you think. Is Mark Rutte totally right? Is Mark Rutte totally wrong? Should the United States be afforded every expense when it comes to securing Western nations? Or are the European leaders right to play silly games, continue to posture, and to continue to participate in political theater, all so that their civilians, their population, can believe that they're taking this strong stance against Trump. Let me know. Please like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. Till the next time, peace.